In the heart of Jerusalem, a historic barrier known as the Golden Gate has remained sealed since the 16th century, echoing a prophecy by Ezekiel that it would only be reopened by a prince, whom Christians identify as Jesus. This extraordinary event has ignited speculation about its potential significance and the profound implications it may hold for humanity's final opportunity to unite with Jesus. The sealing of the Golden Gate is intricately linked to a prophecy found in Ezekiel, chapter 44, verse 13. This passage foretells that the gate will remain closed until the return of a prince, believed by Christians to be Jesus. The gate transcends its mere physical form, representing a symbolic portal to eternal life through Jesus, directly aligning with the biblical path to salvation. The Eastern Gate, also referred to as the Golden Gate, stands as an emblematic landmark in Jerusalem. Its importance extends beyond its physical presence, serving as a timeless monument that shapes our perception of the past and aspirations for the future. The gate's narrative holds profound meaning for Jews, Christians, and Muslims, weaving its legacy into the spiritual tapestries of these major faiths. It plays a pivotal role in the city's layout and the sacred narratives of these diverse belief systems. Historically, the Eastern Gate is believed to be the entrance through which the Messiah will enter Jerusalem. This belief is deeply rooted in religious prophecy, particularly within Christianity and Judaism, imbuing the sealed doors with profound spiritual significance. Sultan Suleiman's decision to seal the gate in the 16th century was not merely a defensive or architectural maneuver. It was a deliberate act imbued with religious connotations, interpreted by many as a fulfillment of biblical prophecies, signaling the imminence of significant events. The closed gate serves as a potent reminder of the interplay between faith and history. Human actions can resonate through time, influencing the spiritual and future expectations of diverse communities. Each layer of understanding uncovers deeper insights into the human spirit, our quest for meaning, and the intricate connection between our stories, beliefs, and the tangible world that surrounds us. Beyond its historical context, the closing of the gate symbolizes the Christian belief that Jesus is the sole bridge between humanity and God. This symbolism is further magnified by the anticipation of Jesus' return. Many believers perceive the reopening of this sealed gate by Jesus as a momentous event, signifying his return and the fulfillment of God's promises. This belief intertwines the past with the future, connecting prophecies, historical events, and core beliefs, revealing a continuous thread woven throughout Christian teachings. In the heart of Jerusalem, where faith and history intertwine, a gate stands as a testament to God's plan and the enduring hope of believers. This city, revered by multiple religions and a backdrop for pivotal events, lends exceptional significance to this gate's existence. Far more than just a physical structure, the gate embodies God's unwavering promises and the aspirations of the faithful. For Christians, it serves as a powerful symbol of cherished traditions and the eagerly anticipated return of Jesus. It is not merely a relic of the past, but a living testament that continues to inspire reflection and contemplation among believers and scholars alike. The gate's very presence speaks volumes about the enduring power of faith, bridging the tangible and spiritual realms and shaping contemporary religious discourse. Enclosed within Jerusalem's old city's sturdy walls, 8 main gates stand guard. The Eastern Gate, facing the revered Mount of Olives, stands out prominently due to its sealed state and its distinction as the oldest, dating back to approximately 520 AD. Revered by Christians as the Golden Gate, its significance is deeply interwoven with the rich tapestry of history and spirituality that defines the region. Beyond its historical significance, the Eastern Gate serves as a beacon of hope and fulfillment for many believers. Its sealed condition adds a layer of mystery and intrigue, leading to diverse interpretations and prophecies. Widely believed to be connected to momentous events foretold in religious texts, the gate's closure has become a focal point for those who seek to unravel the mysteries of prophecy. Its strategic position, overlooking the Mount of Olives, further deepens its significance as it connects to pivotal moments in the life of Jesus, solidifying its importance within the Christian tradition. The gate's enduring presence in Jerusalem, a city that has witnessed countless conflicts and transformations, stands as a poignant reminder of the unwavering nature of faith. It serves as a testament to the city's resilient spirit and its pivotal role in the spiritual lives of millions worldwide. In Hebrew tradition, the Sha'ar Harakamim, also known as Sha'ar Harakamimi, holds a place of profound reverence. It marks the closest point to the sacred grounds where the Jewish temple once stood, making it a cherished gathering place for Jewish prayer and reflection. This very gate was sealed by Ottoman Sultan Suleiman in 1541, and its current form showcases a double entrance leading to two arched chambers, a testament to the architectural style of the 16th century. Known as the Golden Gate, it graces the northern side of the eastern wall of the Temple Mount. Its construction and reconstruction have spanned various historical epochs, beginning during the reign of King Hezekiah and undergoing enhancements during Zerubbabel's time, the Hasmonean dynasty, and most notably the Herodian period. The current gate is believed to have been built upon the very foundations of an earlier gate from the same wall. Beneath its sealed entrance, an arch from the ancient gate remains visible, a silent witness to its rich and extensive history. The gate's concealed purpose reflects ancient rituals and beliefs, adding another layer of fascination to its enduring legacy. However, the revelations continued to unfold. The descent from the Temple Mount to the gatehouse involved traversing a wide staircase leading to a substantial rectangular base, 24 meters in length and 17 meters in width, fortified by thick exterior walls. This expansive space was ingeniously divided into two equal halves by a series of columns. Beneath the ground, in a subterranean tomb, the apex of an ancient arch was visible, its lower stones remaining buried. This intriguing detail revealed that the original ground level was once significantly lower than its present position. In a fascinating display of adaptive reuse, the Ottomans later transformed this sealed gate into a watchtower, repurposing its inherent strength for a new function. This alteration serves as merely one illustration of the countless transformations this remarkable site has undergone throughout the ages. Yet, the most intriguing aspect of the Golden Gate's story lies in its eastern facade. Historically, this side featured two imposing doorways, each crowned with a semicircular arch and an ornamental band, separated by a sturdy column. These doorways, each spanning 390 meters in width, were sealed during the Ottoman era, lending the gate a solemn and enigmatic aura. The design of the Golden Gate bears a striking resemblance to other structures in the Levant region, reflecting a rich tapestry of cultural influences. The central hall, accessible through the gate's openings, leads to a rectangular domed area measuring 20.37 meters in length and 10.50 meters in width. Originally, this space was adorned with 6 shallow elliptical domes, but these were later modified into 2 larger domes. These domes are supported by arches that gracefully ascend from 2 pilasters at the entrances and 2 central columns, establishing a captivating rhythm that guides visitors through this historical and spiritual sanctuary. But the Golden Gate's narrative extends even further. The harmonious combination of these design elements, its rich and storied history, and the seamless blending of cultural influences make the Golden Gate a truly unique and captivating component of the Al-Aqsa area. It transcends its function as a mere gate. It is a passage through time, a testament to the incredible craftsmanship and architectural genius of its creators, and a portal into a rich tapestry of cultures. The Golden Gate's design features a distinctive element where the facade extends 2 meters from the wall. This unusual feature invites contemplation and speculation about the gate's original purpose and historical significance. Moreover, the Golden Gate boasts a long and intriguing history, marked by repeated cycles of opening and closure over the centuries. Muslims first sealed it in 810. Crusaders reopened it in 1102, but Saladin sealed it again in 1187. Later, in 1541, Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent undertook a restoration of the gate and the surrounding city walls, only to seal them permanently. This closure has endured to the present day, leaving the Golden Gate shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Suleiman's decision to seal the gate transcended mere defensive considerations, suggesting a deeper symbolic or spiritual motivation that continues to captivate historians and scholars alike. Suleiman's decision to seal the gate may have been rooted in defensive strategy, but it also intertwined with religious beliefs. Jewish tradition holds that the Messiah will enter through the Golden Gate. Aware of this, and recognizing that Muslims also venerate Jesus as a Messiah, Suleiman may have sealed the gate to thwart the entry of any false messiahs. To further ensure this, the Ottomans established a cemetery in front of the gate, believing that Elijah, who is expected to precede the Messiah, would be unable to traverse a cemetery. However, certain Jewish laws do permit exceptions for priests to enter cemeteries under specific circumstances. In more recent times, Israeli authorities closed access to the Golden Gate on the Temple Mount in 2003 due to its management by a group associated with Hamas. This action also aimed to halt unauthorized construction by the Islamic Waqf, which was causing damage to ancient Jewish artifacts. Despite these ongoing tensions, the gate's interior was reopened to Muslim worshippers in February 2019, although the gate itself remains sealed. This continued closure serves as a poignant reminder of how history, religion, and politics continue to shape the narrative of the Golden Gate. Over countless centuries, the walls and gates of Jerusalem have been repeatedly raised and rebuilt. The Eastern Gate stands as the oldest, maintaining its original location throughout history. During Suleiman the Magnificent's extensive reconstruction efforts between 1539 and 1542, this gate remained untouched. Large stones dating back to the 6th century BC, likely placed during Nehemiah's time, attest to its deep historical roots and enduring significance. However, the most fascinating chapter in the Eastern Gate story unfolded in 1541, when Suleiman made the fateful decision to seal it. This was not merely a construction decision, it was a profound act laden with symbolism and meaning. It fulfilled a prophecy from the biblical book of Ezekiel, written over 2 millennia earlier. Suleiman's choice to block the gate is particularly intriguing given his Islamic faith, as it underscores the interconnectedness of different faiths and the shared reverence for this ancient city. The sealed gate has not been without its challenges and controversies. During the Six-Day War, some Jewish soldiers sought to force open the Eastern Gate, believing it would represent a significant victory. However, an Orthodox Jewish leader vehemently opposed this, asserting that the gate should remain closed until the arrival of the Messiah, a belief deeply rooted in religious tradition. Yet, the Eastern Gate's story doesn't end there. In 1917, during World War I, Muslim authorities formulated a plan to completely destroy the gate in an attempt to break the prophecy's power and assert control. However, fate intervened, and their plans were thwarted. On the very day they intended to demolish it, the city fell under British control. This unexpected turn of events added another layer of complexity to the historical and spiritual tapestry surrounding the Eastern Gate, as each group's actions seemed to be part of a larger, unseen pattern of destiny and belief. Jewish rabbis hold a steadfast belief that the Messiah will emerge as a mighty military leader from the East. They envision this Savior entering through the Eastern Gate of Jerusalem, ushering in an era of liberation for the city. To prevent this from occurring, Muslims sealed the gate centuries ago and strategically placed a cemetery in front of it. They believed that no devout rabbi would willingly cross a graveyard, thus thwarting the prophecy's fulfillment. Ironically, this action only served to further highlight and reinforce the very prophecy they sought to suppress. This interplay extends to the New Testament, where Peter, in the book of Acts, chapter 2, cites the prophet Joel, whose words are often linked to Christ's second coming. This connection loops back to Ezekiel 44:1-2, hinting at the gate's pivotal role in future events. While Jesus didn't explicitly mention the Eastern Gate, Peter's use of the prophecy suggests a deeper significance. Perhaps the Golden Gate serves as a precursor, a glimpse into the future. The term foretaste allows us to cautiously interpret the Golden Gate as an early embodiment of the future Eastern Gate in the millennial kingdom. However, it's essential to balance this interpretation with clear biblical teachings, not relying solely on historical events or beliefs. Theological discussions connect the Golden Gate with Ezekiel's Temple Gate visions, yet these interpretations vary. Many scholars argue that Ezekiel referred to a temple gate distinct from the current Golden Gate, introducing ambiguity. Intriguingly, Jewish tradition links the sealed Golden Gate to the anticipated return of the Shekinah, God's divine presence, in the Messianic age. This elevates the gate into a symbol of hope and divine promise, alluding to a unique East Gate in the future millennial temple, distinguished by its location and prolonged closure. Nearly 5 centuries ago, Sultan Suleiman, a prominent Muslim leader, sealed the Eastern Gate with 16 feet of cement. This act transcended defense. It held religious implications, likely aimed at thwarting events that could align with Christian prophecies about the Messiah's arrival. Ezekiel's references to the gate, such as the Lord's glory departing and returning through it in chapters 10 and 11, further solidify its importance. The prophecy of the gate bridges past and future, shaping interpretations and expectations today. This intricate tapestry of traditions, scriptures, and human actions keeps the Eastern Gate's narrative central in discussions about Jerusalem's destiny and the unfolding of divine prophecies. In Ezekiel's prophecies, the Eastern Gate becomes a focal point of spiritual significance. He witnesses the glorious return of the Lord through this gate, Ezekiel 43:1-5, signifying a profound spiritual revival. However, the gate is then commanded to be shut, Ezekiel 44:1-2, suggesting the Lord's holiness and the fact that no one else is worthy to follow in his footsteps. Later in Ezekiel 46:12, a prince is granted access to the gate for offerings, often interpreted as a direct reference to Jesus Christ. This interpretation aligns with the New Testament account in Matthew 21:1-11, where Jesus enters Jerusalem triumphantly, mirroring the prophesied return of God's glory. The fact that Muslim authorities later sealed the gate is seen by some as a fulfillment of the prophecy to close it permanently. This has led to speculation that the gate will only be reopened when Christ returns for his second coming, entering Jerusalem through the now sealed Eastern Gate, as predicted in Zechariah 14:4. The Golden Gate holds deep spiritual and historical importance within Bait al-Maqdis, particularly during the period of Muslim rule. Prominent figures like Ubadah ibn al-Samit recognized the strong connection between the eastern wall of this holy site and beliefs about the end times. The renowned Islamic scholar Ibn Kathir clarified that this wall is not the same as the one mentioned in Surah 57:13 of the Quran. However, early Islamic scholars often used the Eastern Gates wall to interpret this verse, which may have led to the tradition of burying the dead outside the eastern wall of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. The name Al-Rahmah, Gate of Mercy, suggests that the Eastern Gate has ancient roots, potentially dating back to its initial construction. This name hints at a deeper symbolic connection to the site, particularly the sacred rock associated with themes of the last day. As such, Bab al-Rahmah transcends its physicality, becoming a symbolic portal to paradise or divine mercy, further enhancing its spiritual significance within the community. Built during the early Islamic era, this gate stands as a significant landmark in the area. In Jewish tradition, the Eastern Gate is highly significant. It is believed to be the place where the divine presence, or Shekinah, appeared and will reappear when the Messiah comes, as prophesied in Ezekiel 44:1-3. This enduring belief might explain why, during the Middle Ages, especially the Crusader period, Jews gathered here to pray for divine mercy, recognizing it as a gateway to the divine. Located in the heart of the city near the Western Wall, the Golden Gate, known as Sha'ar Harachamim, holds deep religious importance. In Christian texts outside the Bible, this historic gate is where Mary's parents, Joachim and Anne, met, marking the beginning of the concept of the Immaculate Conception. Many artworks depict this meeting, illustrating important moments in Mary's life. Some experts think this gate is the same as the beautiful gate mentioned in Acts 3 of the Bible, but this idea is debated due to confusion between the Latin word aurea, golden, and the Greek word horos, beautiful. The Golden Gate is also central to Jesus' life story. According to the Bible, Jesus entered Jerusalem through this gate on Palm Sunday, riding a donkey, fulfilling a prophecy in Ezekiel 44:1-3. The Synoptic Gospels support this, adding to the gate's historical and spiritual importance. These stories highlight the gate's symbolism for key moments of faith and prophecy in the city's religious history. The story continues with Jesus descending from the Mount of Olives and heading to the Temple Mount, as described in Mark 11:1 and 11:11. The Gospel of John mentions that the Pharisees observed this event, possibly from the Temple Mount as well. For those who believe in the prophecy of Ezekiel 44:1-3, the Golden Gate holds deep spiritual meaning. Muslims call it Bab al-Rahmah, also meaning Golden Gate, and view it as the gate of eternal life. It's not just an old, beautiful building, but a place of deep religious importance. Muslims believe this is where Allah will judge everyone and where the resurrection will happen. This shared respect for the same gate by Christians and Muslims shows a unique connection between the two faiths, each seeing it with its own spiritual significance. This shared significance adds another layer of meaning and history, making the Golden Gate a powerful symbol for both faiths. The Golden Gate's history is rich and complex, with layers of cultural and religious significance. The Golden Gate in Jerusalem is a very important place when it comes to the idea of the Messiah coming, both in the past and in the future. This place is full of history and has been the center of many discussions and arguments. Jewish customs and stories that aren't found in the Bible were used by medieval Christian artists to show the life of Mary, the mother of Jesus. These artists painted pictures of the meeting between Jesus' grandparents, Joachim and Anne, at the Golden Gate. This meeting was a symbol of the ideal of pure marriage for Christians. The tradition of a groom carrying his bride over the threshold might have come from the symbolism of the Golden Gate. In medieval art, the idea of Mary's Immaculate Conception was often shown in paintings of the Virgin and Child with Saint Anne. These paintings, known as materza in Italian, showed 3 generations: grandmother, mother, and son, making a visual connection across different times. This imagery greatly influenced Pope John Paul II, especially in his work called Theology of the Body. He wrote a collection of texts called Crossing the Threshold of Hope to make the Catholic faith stronger by exploring these ideas. Through his philosophical work, Pope John Paul II wanted to help believers understand the deeper meanings of these sacred meetings and symbols, encouraging a closer connection to their faith. Right before the start of the year 2000, many important writings started to discuss the problems of caring too much about material things and the increase in non-religious views. This was a crucial time as the difference between the physical world and the spiritual world became very clear. A strong symbol of this is the Golden Gate, often seen as representing the mystical body of the Church, which is honored as the Bride of Christ in many traditions. In Christian teachings about the end of the world, the first light of dawn in the East reminds believers of when Jesus came back to life on Easter Sunday. It also points to the direction from which Christians believe Jesus will return. This idea is very important in Christian traditions. For example, many churches are built facing east, and many old Christian cities have gates that open towards the east, showing this spiritual belief and expectation. This architectural choice shows a deep respect for what happened on Easter morning and a hopeful look toward when Christians believe Christ will return. It mixes remembering the past with looking forward to the future, which are both important parts of the Christian faith. The focus on facing east, both in buildings and city plans, wasn't just about which way things faced. It was a real sign of a spiritual belief, keeping hope and memory alive in people's everyday lives. By facing east, people are constantly reminded of the promise of Christ's return. It connects what they do every day with big spiritual ideas. It's not just about the past or the future, but about how these beliefs affect what people do and decide right now. This practice helps connect believers across time, giving them a feeling of being together and having a shared purpose. It's like saying, "I believe," every day, linking what happened long ago with what Christians hope for, making the spiritual journey a normal part of life. In many cities, special religious objects are put in important places for 2 reasons: to keep the city safe and to bless people who travel through. For example, in Vilnius, Lithuania, the Ostra Brahma has a picture of Our Lady of the Gate of Dawn, which is important for both Roman Catholic and Orthodox Christians. This mix of protection and spirituality can be found in other historical places too. It's believed to be the place where Mary's parents met again after the angel Gabriel told Mary she would have Jesus. This is a special moment because it's about Jesus being born, even though Mary was a virgin. Some stories also say that Jesus went through this gate on Palm Sunday, which makes it even more important. But there's even more to it than that. Over time, the Eastern Gate of Jerusalem, which is now closed, has become more than just a locked gate. It's a symbol of things that happened in the past, predictions about the future, and strong faith. The gate has a long and complex story that connects to important religious events. From when a Muslim leader named Sultan Suleiman closed it to how it's mentioned in the Bible by Ezekiel, the Eastern Gate is a place that people can explore to learn about its history and what it means for their faith. The gate is full of religious history and has an important place in the city. Over many years, it has seen lots of big events happen. It's more than just a building. It's a deep symbol that connects our world to God. It was closed for centuries, and it's like a reminder of the connection between people and God.